Hey, what's going on, everyone? Out here with another video, and I know y'all ain't seen me do a video like this in a minute, but just taking some time out to address this whole Kyrie Irving situation. If you guys don't know what happened, I'm pretty sure a lot of you do by now, especially those who watch my channel. Kyrie Irving is under fire because he shared a link to a independent documentary that was put out by a guy named Ron Dalton, and it has some pretty anti-Semitic things in it. And I guess the next organization they suspended him for doing so, but they said that if he wants to come back, then he would have to apologize, and then there was a few stipulations that had to be met before he can actually play for the next organization again. It's a lot to unpack. So let me try to start from the beginning. First of all, I myself, if you guys have watched my channel, I've been dealing with the whole Hebrew Israelite thing for probably about the last 4 years or so, having discussions and engagement with people who identify as black Israelites. You know, a lot of them will tell you that they don't identify as a black Israelite because Israelites are black anyway, so they are the original ones, and then everybody else must identify as, you know, insert name here, then Israelite, you know, so the blacks are the original ones. That's just how a lot of people kind of promote themselves to be, who consider themselves Israel. Now, this whole thing with Ronald Dalton, I've known about Ronald Dalton ever since he put out that particular documentary. It's nothing new for people in our community. You know, I think he did this in about 2018. You know what I'm saying? We had already been talking to Hebrew Israelites and stuff by then. And then when he dropped that was like a big buzz in the Hebrew Israelite community. And a lot of Hebrew Israelites today get a lot of their talking points from that particular documentary. Now, one of the things that has been brought up under a microscope is there is a fake quote that is supposed to have been by Hitler, saying something to the effect of, America has the true Jews, and those are the Negroes. So the Negroes over there in America are the true Jews, in reference to black people, right? So this is something that's been shared throughout our community, throughout this particular community. I mean, countless times. We've heard about it then. We're still hearing about it now. We've basically addressed it on many occasions that wasn't something that was actually said by Adolf Hitler himself. But this is one of the pieces of evidence that this guy Ron Dalton has used in order to promote the ideology that black people are the original Jews, right? And it's interesting because he used Adolf Hitler to validate black people being the true Jews. So that is the main focal point of this whole controversy, because a lot of people are trying to tout this as there's this conspiracy against the Jews and the white people to try to keep the black man down, to keep the black man from knowing who he is, and, you know, to let them not believe that they are the true people of Israel. And whenever a black man talk about who the true Jews are, then people who are white and Jewish are going to try to hide that information. All of this nonsense and silly stuff. So now they're trying to paint this whole thing that Kyrie Irving is going through as a part of this quote-unquote oppression. And people are using terms like buck breaking, saying that, oh, they buck breaking Kyrie Irving, and they just keep on whooping on him, and you know, and just like in Roots, you know, when the master was whipping on Toby, and he, you know, all of the type of stuff. So they're trying to compare all of that to what's going on with Kyrie. The reason why people are wrong on this, I'm gonna peel back a layer real quick. The reason why people are wrong about this whole thing, thinking that, Kyrie's being buck broken by the white man in the system. First off, the documentary is by definition anti-Semitic. Okay? Now, say whatever you want. Oh, I can't be anti-Semitic because I'm black, and Kyrie can't be anti-Semitic because he's black. He only talk. No, forget all of that. The reason why the Jewish people and a lot of people who support Jewish people are kind of in a frenzy right now, or why they're concerned, is because we understood what happened in the Holocaust. Everyone knows what happened during the Holocaust under Hitler, under Nazi Germany, But I think that people don't understand of how it started. See, one thing about Jewish people, and I'm talking to my black people right now, a lot of people are going to be calling me cool Uncle Tom, and I'm just trying to cape for Jewish people. No, I'm talking to you black people right now, because things have to be said. And we got to start using our brains. And this is why people don't respect us, and they don't respect our opinions and all of this stuff here, because we don't think. We just shoot straight from the hip. It's like we don't care to sit back and actually think about what we're going to say, or the things that we do and the actions that we engage in. Jewish people and black people are different in this way. Jewish people understand the same talking points of what led up to the Holocaust. See, a lot of people think that Hitler just woke up one day and just said, let's just kill all of the Jews. That's not what happened. This was progression. One person or a certain group of people have a disdain for the Jews. Then you finally get a person who is influential that comes out and they say something against the Jews. And then when that person of influence starts to tout certain things about the Jews in a negative tone, then now people who are not Jewish, who are a part of that community, now they start to repeat those same sentiments. And then when you start to influence these people emotionally, like, the Jews, they just come over and they just take over everything. We can't do nothing. We can't get jobs. We can't do anything because they control everything. Now you get people all emotionally riled up, and you continue down that path for years and years and then decades. Then finally somebody comes along and says, we need to do something about this Jew problem. And then they turn around and then they back it up with science, false science, to say that, these people are a different breed of people. They're really kind of inhumane. So therefore, if anybody is having any reservations about Jewish people, and maybe we should have some type of compassion on them, no, we need to look at them like a dog or an animal, because they're not fully human like us. And then that's when that's when people start to get the green light to go through what happened with the Holocaust. So of course, when Jewish people hear the same talking points, the first thing that they're going to do is that their antennas are going to rise up, and they're going to say, we need to cut this off right now, because this is how the Holocaust started. And if we continue to let this go, the Holocaust, we could have another Holocaust, and this can end up going down the same path. We can end up back in this situation again. So therefore, we're just going to stop it right now. That's what's happening with Kyrie. Now, where it's different with us black people, and we got to admit this, is that we'll go through something, and if we don't really stand up, we'll just keep repeating those same old cycles. Now, one thing I will say about black people, one thing about us is that when we hear something that is racist, and when we're able to say, hey, the same people who had plantations, who had these racist ideologies, when we hear people have those same talking points of those particular people, we need to be careful. We need to cut it off right now. People who have white supremacist talking points, we need to put an end to this. So it's the same thing that the Jewish people are doing right now. Us as black people, we can't be running around here thinking that we get some special treatment when somebody says something disparaging against us and how we jump on it. We got to have that same energy when it comes to anybody else. Even if we're not a part of that community, we have to be able to sit back and be men and grown women to say, I understand the sentiment behind that. Hey, I may not agree. And let me just go ahead and say this. I don't agree with the whole censorship thing. I don't believe in cancel culture or none of that. Y'all know I'm one of those type of people. I'm a big proponent of free speech. I believe that anyone needs to be able to say whatever they want to say. This is how we find out who's a racist or anti-Semite or who's really trying to hide information. So I love letting people talk because I want to know who are those racist folks. That's what I want to know. I want to understand what to look out for if a person is trying to say something disparaging against me, or if people are trying to go down certain paths that black people have gone down in the past by the hands of people who have these same talking points. I want to be able to hear from the horse's mouth so I can be able to decipher to say, we're not going down that road. Let's put an end to this. And that's the same way we should be treating this whole thing. Another thing that we have to realize is that this has nothing to do with black men being silenced by Jews or some conspiracy from the white man to try to hide the information of black people. This is basketball politics. This is all basketball politics. I love the NBA, all right? Huge fan of the NBA. My team is Miami Heat. But I've been following Kyrie Irving since he's been a rookie, okay? One of the things that people have always said about Kyrie is that he has a lot of talent, but he is a toxic guy in the locker room, and he'll never lead a team to a championship. Fast forward, past the time when he was with LeBron, past the time where he left Cleveland and he went to the Celtics and all of that stuff. Now he's on the Brooklyn Nets. Goes to the Brooklyn Nets, takes his friend, Kevin Durant, to the Brooklyn Nets with him. And they also acquired James Harden, but James Harden, he ended up leaving, maybe a season or two ago. Anyway, they put this team together in Brooklyn, and they had high expectations for this team. Expectations were so high for them to win a championship to where they kind of just let Kyrie do what he wanted. Kind of gave him a pass to kind of be who he was. Now the problem is that Kyrie is not delivering what the Nets expect him to deliver. A championship. A road to the Eastern Conference Finals. They can't even make it out of the second round of the playoffs. They done spent all of this money. They done put this whole team together to try to get these guys, to try to get Brooklyn a championship, and they're not doing it. They just fired the head coach, Steve Nash, because he wasn't able to get it done. So there's been these talks for the past, especially since last season, to try to see if they can dump Kyrie Irving's contract. Even since the whole vaccine mandate thing, he missed a whole bunch of games with that. When he don't miss games because of the antics, and there was another time, I think that during the first season that he played for the Brooklyn Nets, he just disappeared. Just straight up disappeared. Nobody knew where he was for about a week. He was just gone. They let him back after that. You see what I'm saying? So then, besides all of that, the injuries. He gets injured, then he's out for another half a season. So he can't stay healthy. There's always something going on with him to where he's missing a lot of the season. So this is basketball politics. They're saying that we done all of this stuff for you, and now all of a sudden, we need a return on investment. We've let you slide long enough. And now you come out with this whole Negroes, Hebrews to Negroes thing. Now you got people stirred up. You got people who put money into the Brooklyn Nets, probably some Jewish money that's tied up in the Brooklyn Nets. And these folks is just like, yo, these people are putting money into our pocket. They put more money in our pockets than you are. You taking way more money out of our pocket than you putting in. So they're trying to find a way to move this guy's contract. It ain't got nothing to do with them trying to stop the awakening or them trying to find a way to come against the white man. I mean, against the black man and him knowing his truth, knowing who he is. That has nothing to do with it. It's all basketball politics. And, you know, there's a lot of folks out here just getting so wound up, you know, just like you guys got wound up about Colin Kaepernick. Oh, we're going to boycott the NFL. Man, please, as soon as the playoffs came around, y'all forgot about Colin Kaepernick. A lot of y'all right now back to talking about football when y'all, quote unquote, boycotted him about boycotted the NFL 3-4 years ago. Black people, if you want change, if you don't want to be tied down by the white man, well, then stop partaking in his sports. Stop partaking in the things that he produced. Make your own stuff. Make your own sports league. I remember when baseball had the Negro League. Y'all can't come out with a Negro League version of basketball, of the NFL or the NBA. Any of these other sports. You can't have a league of your own. Because ain't nobody forcing none of these guys to sit up under these organizations and take those millions of dollars. Why don't Kyrie Irving quit the Nets and then turn around and invest a lot of his money into a black startup company and become part owner? Jewish people do it. White people do it. And I heard plenty of stories from Jewish and white people who was just like, man, there was times to where, you know, man, we was just flat broke. We took all of our money and we invested it into this one company, and man, we was taking road trips, eating turkey and bologna sandwiches, and, you know, sleeping on each other's, you know, couches, and sleeping out in the parks in our vehicles, just to make sure that that we can build our company to where it is now, this $1 billion plus company. But what black folks gonna do? We're gonna stay up under the white man's organizations and complain. And then, you know, as soon as the trades are coming up, the what do you call it? The playoffs come up. Oh, we forget. All of this is just going to be blown in the wind. This is just going to be a passing thought in a couple of months. It's fake outrage. This is why people don't take us seriously as a community. Because we ain't going to do nothing but complain. And that's all a lot of y'all doing. Complaining. You know? Now, one thing that I do like that Amara Stoudemire said on ESPN was what Kyrie should have done was that he should have vetted his sources. Before he went in, he just started posting the link to that whole documentary. Vet the sources. See if that stuff is true before you just share it. Instead of just blindly sharing something, you don't know what's in that documentary, and most likely he didn't watch it. And he admitted he didn't watch it. He just shared it. That's another thing you black folks gotta, well, people in general, but especially us, we gotta just stop just acting off an impulse. Oh, something said, wake up black America, just gonna share it. Come on, we gotta start doing better. But once again, this ain't got nothing to do with black folks and white folks, and, you know, people want to hide who the real black Jews and stuff are. It's basketball politics. Basketball politics. You know, and all of you grown men out there who's probably crying because I'm making this video, man up. You know, just man up, man. You know, this ain't got nothing to do with you. This ain't gonna affect you one way or another. Kyrie's still gonna get his money. The NBA's still gonna do what they want to do. And I mean, you know, it's, you know, the world keeps turning. The world keeps turning, man. Anyway, man, this video is already long enough. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I mean, y'all think I'm just cooning, caping for the white man? You know, I just want to cape for Jewish folks? Or do you actually believe that this is just all smoke and mirrors? That's all it is. Just another movement for black people to try to jump behind, because we're not really going to do anything else. This is it. We ain't going to take our money. We're not going to start up our own basketball leagues. We're not going to take our money and invest it into businesses, put jobs in the community. We're going to keep doing what we do, which is stay behind the white man, stay in his organizations, and just complain. But whatever you guys think in the comment section below, let me know. And as always, like this video, rate it, share it, subscribe, hit that notifications bell so whenever I get ready to drop a video like this or go live, you guys will be the first ones to see it. And with that, you guys have a blessed day.